For you to see the change, you need to be the change. Why I say that, let it unfold in the next 12 minutes. 3 decades ago, in the internetless era, the only access to search engines we had were either our moms or our friends. And it used to be a very different experience to get your first period. And when I got mine, and I was sharing with my friends, one of them jokingly said, "You know what, now be careful. Kissing a boy could also make you pregnant." I wish I knew it was not just kissing alone. I wish I knew my reproductive system is not some Rajnikant who's capable of defying all the laws of biology, gravity, nature. Jokes apart, isn't this how we are introduced to periods? Isn't this how we've confined periods to reproduction? Isn't this how we celebrate or humiliate the presence of periods or absence of them? This regressive thought process around the world has connected periods to some very significant, strong words, and these words have really transformed the experience of menstruating women across the globe. And this transformation is such that women have limited and locked themselves in the rigid cage of patriarchy, social stigmas, taboos, and sooner than we realized, menstruation really began to be observed as an unpleasant experience, and it was all called for, and it started to be called as a taboo, unfortunately as a curse as well. It is so ironical that we stay in a country where we worship menstruating goddesses and Yoni temple, but menstruating women are deemed impure for those 5 days. In our country where our ancestors knew that period blood has the power within, it has the magic within, women started to be excluded from the social rituals and gatherings. And as I started to be aware of all this, and I was wondering as to why would that happen, I often asked myself, where did we go wrong? What happened that led to this exclusion of women from the social community? And in my own ways, I started to explore, I started to wonder as to what was happening around. Menstruation is such a normal process. This had to change. I was thinking about it. A normal process such as your breathing, digestive system, nervous system, this process is also meant to serve a purpose in your body. And it is an untapped asset that from centuries, even after evolution of the humankind, has been untapped, unaccessed, and unexplored. And women have the right to know about it. Men should also learn about it, and perhaps that's how this learning will start to unfold its expansion into the society at large. And perhaps that's also how the generational gap that exists because of such topics that is causing confusions and conflicts will also start to get better. And this is how, in my own ways, I started to unlearn and I started to relearn. I was unlearning all the taboos and the beliefs that I had created around menstruation in my own belief system. It was as if I'm peeling off layers and layers of the beliefs that I had been collecting over a period of time. And in this journey of unlearning, it was not easy. It was definitely not easy. But I would say it was really fulfilling. This journey helped me to overcome these taboos. And when I was thinking about it, I was wondering about the works that we did in this space. I would often think, I would not want to just limit these learnings to myself. I would want the women to also talk about it, to also know about it. And that's how I started to conduct conversations, have workshops with them, and started to address girls and women at various platforms. At times, All I needed was just a table and some striking posters, and women would stop to know and talk and to learn. And what kept me going was the inspiration, was the happiness with with which the women were beginning to talk about their periods, and that left them empowering. That left them feeling empowered. And that feeling was alike, whether we were talking to women in urban communities or women at grassroots. So in our experience of working with women at grassroots, we realized that any change, behavioral change, is really sustainable and impactful if it is backed by some financial interconnectedness. So we started to work with a group of women in a village where we trained them to stitch cloth pads. And now they gradually started to create period care kits, which are now procured by the corporates and distributed among their own beneficiaries. So over a period of 2 years, in our association with the people of this village, we realized there is a huge transformation from the first time we met the people here. They were all, the men and women, they were all shy to talk about periods. To the present time, now, when Sarpanch applauded the women for their involvement, hard work, and commitment to a cause like this, which is helping women to manage menstrual health in their own lives. And while these women are sewing cloth pads, there are women from around surrounding villages who are demanding this intervention. Evidently, period conversations are getting normalized. And this normalization is not just important at grassroots, but it is equally important in urban communities. After all, we all know period taboo is a universal taboo, and every strata of our society is inflicted by its sting. So over this period of experience of me working in this space and extensive study that I have done in this space, my belief strengthened that menstrual cycles are in fact a blessing for a woman's body. If women are aware, if they are made aware of how to tap into the resourcefulness of their menstrual cycles, they can really begin to unleash their true potential. But how do we do that? We do that, me and my co-founder, we do that with help through Period Hub, and we help women understand that menstrual cycles are a boon for their bodies. Menstrual cycles are a replica of the nature around. The 4 phases of menstrual cycles are in fact metaphorically resemblance of the 4 seasons that we experience around. So, like your periods, when you're bleeding, it resembles the inner winter. Just like in winter, you want to hibernate, you want to unwind, you want to rest, this is how your body is behaving as well. Your hormones are flatlined, you are getting prepared, and you are letting go of the possibility of life. You are literally getting ready to prepare, asking yourself, what is it that I want to create and give life to next, could be a really helpful exercise. Inner winter is truly a time for you to release, repair, and refuel your system. And as you are dealing with your inner winter, you get on to the next phase, which is follicular phase. And this phase resembles inner spring. Now your periods have got over, and just like the blooming leaves and flowers of spring season, you're bursting with energy and exuberance. The increasing hormones, the increasing estrogen in your body is helping you feel confident, energetic, and alert at the same time. This is a phase of expansion and regeneration. And that is how you are so naturally active in your social skills and networking skills. Perhaps this is really the power week for you, and it is time for you to embrace your potential. As you're making peace with your follicular phase, it is time for you to get into your ovulation phase. It is the smallest phase of your menstrual cycle, yet the most significant one. because this is the time when either of your ovaries are about to release an egg, and at the same time, all your hormones are revving up. They're all peaked up at this time, and they are helping you to feel confident. You are radiating confident. It is as if you are unstoppable. This is a very good time, perhaps, for you to ask for a raise, to appear for your job interviews, to pitch an idea. And can you win an argument? Well, nobody can dare to win an argument from you. This is truly a time when you are your most expressive. This is the expressive phase for you. And then from here, you treat into your luteal phase. Luteal phase is the largest phase of your menstrual cycle, and at the same time, the slowest as well. It is the resemblance of inner autumn for you. Just like your inner autumn, you are unwinding, you are beginning to slow down, and that is happening because of the declining hormones in your body. Because of the reducing hormone levels, you are naturally feeling slow. You are naturally having an urge to slow down, reduced energy levels. You would want to nest. At the same time, you may also begin to experience some PMS symptoms, but you can be able to manage. You will be able to manage them if you are aware of your body and you are able to honor its needs. This is the time of completion and focus. And then you welcome your inner winter again, letting go and preparing to recreate. So this is what we do. We help women understand the menstrual cycles and help them to tune into the resourcefulness of their menstrual cycles for the benefit of their bodies. In these 6 years of our working, we've been able to work with more than 20,000 girls and women. And sure, we know that for a size of our country, this is just a drop in ocean. But we also know more and more women need to be aware of it. More and more women need to be reached out. More and more girls need to experience their periods positively. Imagine if every girl, every woman is made aware of the fact that she gets powers and she has the abilities and strength merely by being aware of her menstrual cycle. She can be more productive. Every one of them can be more productive. Every one of you could be more productive who are present here. The only thing that we need to manage is energy, and the rest gets managed on its own. In the end, I would like to end this talk with a famous quote. The secret of change is to focus all your energies not into fighting the old one, but into building the new one. And that is how we unlearn to relearn. Thank you.